The virtual pet site for Rosy consists of a single page only. Let's open the HTML file. In the head section, essentially the JavaScript libraries are imported and the HTML file is linked to the style sheet. Then there is a list of actions that the user can take. You can drag food or a toy to Rosy's image. The class draggable ensures that we can drag the corresponding image into Rosy's image. This feature is accomplished through jQuery UI. And then there's Rosy's image and the message by Rosy. Notice that there are two images, but only the image that corresponds to the current state of Rosy is displayed. The other image is hidden. This is controlled through JavaScript. The message is displayed as a label. Also, the label content is controlled by JavaScript. The style sheet is not of interest as far as the logic of the virtual pet is concerned. It contains some straightforward styling rules. Now let's look at the JavaScript file. In order to make sure that the HTML has loaded when the script is executed, we include all code in the document ready function. The first part defines the pig class. Differently from many other object-oriented languages, classes in JavaScript are defined by functions. Further below, the variable Rosy is defined to be a pig object that represents a virtual pet. When a pig object is created, like here with a new pig statement, then this function pig is executed and returns a function object. The pig class has two member variables, current state, which represents the state the pig is in, and is hungry. In turn, the current state variable is an object either of class happy state or hungry state. The pig class has several methods. There's process event, is hungry, set hungry, and set appearance. Let's look at each of them, starting with the process event method. The outcome of an event depends on the state in which the pig is. Thus, an event is processed through the state object. In the end, the appearance is set according to the current state. Is hungry returns true if the pig is hungry and false otherwise. The variable is hungry stores the corresponding truth value. The function setHungry receives one parameter and sets the variable is hungry to the value that is passed in. The last method ensures that the image that corresponds to the pig's current state is displayed. Recall that the method setAppearance is called in process event. The next two classes define the two different states of the pig. The process event method initiates the appropriate action if an event like the food event occurs. As different events require different actions, a switch statement is used to distinguish between the different events. For example, if the food event occurs when a pig object is in the happy state, then the HTML element with ID message is retrieved and its content is set to the I am not hungry message. This HTML element is a label that is displayed below the pet's image. The method returns the new state of the pig event has occurred. In case of the food event, the pig remains in the happy state and therefore this state is returned. But for example, if the hunger event occurs in the happy state, then the pig switches to the hungry state. After the class definitions, the pig object Rosy is created. Note that a variable can be accessed from anywhere within the function in which it is defined. In case of Rosy, the variable is defined in the document ready function, which includes all code in the JavaScript file. Thus a variable can be accessed by other functions defined here. For example, the next part declares the function myTimer, which calls Rosy's process event method with the event hunger. So this function uses the variable Rosy. The function setInterval sets a timer that executes function myTimer every 2000 milliseconds. The last function of interest specifies that the HTML elements of class draggable are draggable and the elements of class droppable are droppable using jQuery UI. The revert option of draggable elements is set to true such that the elements return to the position from which they were dragged. For the implementation of the drop event to work properly, however, the revert option is set temporarily to false. Now you should have a good idea what the JavaScript code for the virtual pad is doing.